Hello guys. Hello. Welcome back to another video or stream or whatever you want to call it here. We're starting off with summer today. No relation or connection to the character from Rick and Morty. I just like the name. And it was kind of more of a play on her adopted mother's name, which is Winter. And she's Summer, which Winter is the bad guy, she's the good guy type of thing. That was more of what I was looking for, not anything to do with, well, I guess we're gonna do this thing. I didn't mean to click on that, but we'll definitely do that. We're starting at her apartment. I definitely need gas, like, right away. Oh, that's a car parked there, not a. Oh, I don't need a spotlight on. We're gonna get out in the traffic. This guy was taking forever to go. We live in a small apartment in Pacific Bluffs, Vespucci area. Ruby also lives there. I have done intros at that location before, but I've done it at the other entrance where the garage is, not at the back entrance. I didn't realize there was a back entrance. I was going to do some Fed stuff, but I couldn't really figure out what to do yet. I'm going to try to come up with maybe a Fed episode. Maybe I will make like an actual episode, like a recording, not a live stream, of what the Feds do and what they have access to. I've been meaning to do stuff like that. I just haven't had time to. School's been pretty difficult, and keeping up with this one stream every other day. That's interesting. Might have to look into that. Okay, go. Fair enough. Alright, we're gonna see what the hell's going on here. This lady just stopped in the middle of the road here. Can't really ignore that. What are you? Oh, flat tire. That's great. Okay. Gonna grab a mechanic, and while we're waiting for the mechanic's about to be here. I want to see what's going on with that car across the street as well. I just wanted to get gas, but apparently we're gonna have to do shit before that. Alright, come on, Frank, fix her up. Fix this nice lady's car up so she can get out of here. She's probably going to walk away, but we're gonna let Frank fix the car up real quick. There we go. Okay. You're good to go. We're just gonna say she took the car because I'm not dealing with it. Okay. And since we semi-passed the drive-in to go there, I'm gonna flip around and look at this as well. Like I said, all I want to do is get gas, but apparently we're gonna have to look into this. Start by just running the plate. valet. Everything's good on it. It's weird that it's just sitting here with the door open. I'm gonna shut that to avoid someone breaking into it. Not much else you could do. Someone, I guess, ran into the store and left their door open, which is not smart, but they did it. And now we're finally gonna get gas. Also, for context, 2 stripes on the arm means deputy first class. So she is not a corporal. She's only a deputy first class. Corporal is golden stripes. It kind of alternates between them. Alright, so I think we're gonna go up here and do this road. We don't do these roads a lot. Do some patrolling up there.
That's it, my man. I'm not going to that place. It's full of fucking hippies. That party last night was so good. I don't even remember it.
Ooh, this actually is a bit more important for us to go. So normally I go to a station to grab equipment and stuff. I didn't think that was do it. Plus, sheriff is take home. They can take home cruisers, so I have done that before as well. It's not like it's a precedent that I hadn't done that. I kind of do. Sometimes I go to the station, sometimes I don't. In this case, I didn't want to go to the station, take home cruiser, and just get out there. Come on, out of the way. Emergency. We're gonna reduce. Ooh, this is at the college campus. That is not exactly a great thing. Oh no, it's at this building, so not exactly great, but better than it being on the college campus. They're gonna pop out here, aren't they? Yep. Oh shit! I mean, I know it was an armed suspect call, but damn, I wasn't expecting that. Jesus Christ, I'm taking a beating. I gotta back off a bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. They're really gung-ho on taking me down. Try not to hit pedestrians, but they're everywhere. Looks like they ceased fire, which is good for us, bad for, well, us as well. Oh shit. Got a tire. I don't normally do dual sirens, but I can't really mess with the sirens right now, so. He's on 4 rims. I want to turn off all my sirens. He's spinning out a lot. He doesn't have a lot of control. He's bailing. Let's get him. You ain't getting away from me. I'm not running you down for miles. Get down. Oh! Shit. God, switch to your gun. Like, I was trying to switch to the gun and it really did not want me to. God damn. Jesus Christ. Homeboy. God damn, that one's a scare for sure. I just kept beanbagging him until I could actually pull my gun out, and apparently I really could not pull my gun out. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we took a lot of shots to the vest. But it looks like it was mainly the vest that took the damage, which is not bad. But I did take a ton of shots to the vest. Really, buddy? Should probably move this out of the road. Avoid it from being hit 5 billion times. There we go. It is no longer in the road. Here's our medic. If this guy is not dead, I'll be surprised. Yeah, he did. God damn, that was... Hey! No! Bad. Don't just repeatedly ram into my car. It's not... Really? I'm gonna do a 3-point turn. Next, you're gonna hit my car again. There you go. There you go. Nice. Thanks for that. I swear to God. Corner is not gonna show up. It doesn't look like it, so we're gonna have to do the good old delete peds trick, which gets rid of peds in the area. Delete the vehicle and head back to our car. Continue our patrols. And as always, we forget to put on vehicle health, which isn't too bad. I'm gonna go down to the repair shop in the airport to fix this guy. That is not a lane. You need to learn to, you know, stay in your lane. Guess we're taking the long way. I didn't mean to go for the terminals, but screw it. I've never seen a rental bus pick stuff up here, but it's possible. A lot of taxis. Go. I was letting you go. I hate you taxis. I was letting you go, and then they decide to go when I start going. Which makes sense. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yes, I am. This is the LSIA station. I guess I'll just enter the airport and go around that way because I'm not going to be going around for miles. Hey, I guess Miles, if that's your name, just open the gate. Open the gate. You're an asshole. He's like, oh, whatever. There we go. That gate took forever to open. Over here. Hi, delivery truck. Sorry to pass up the line, but I need this car repaired. Plug in my second computer. And there. Why would you? Let's repair this girl. So now that she's sparkling brand new. We could go screw with the airport prostitutes, apparently. Oh my god, ladies. No. Bad prostitutes. Stop doing this. ID. Runner stuff. If she comes back clear, I'm just gonna basically be like, hey, get out of here. Because if you arrest all the prostitutes, you're not going to have much jail. Like, your jail's going to be filled with prostitutes. Because there's so many of them. I could just be here all day stopping prostitutes, but we don't have time for that. So just get them out of here. Alright, let's try to get out of the city now. I would like to fill up on gas first. Which, it's on the wrong side, but whatever. Just gonna be here for a second. Move closer. What do you mean, move closer? I am here. Okay. So like I said, we wanted to go on Route 11, do some patrolling out there. We never really do that. Is there any highway routes I can take? There's La Porta Freeway and Del Perro Freeway. I believe if I'm taking highway routes, it might be a little bit more efficient. Not to get there, but to avoid having to intervene in crimes and other things, so we're not stuck in the city. Here's the entrance, right? Yes, I was. It was confusing me. Alright, give me a quick second. I need to, adjust this. Alright, sorry about that. I need to close my blinds and turn off my heater. Blinds were kind of making it hard for me to see at night in the game, so do that. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go on the Del Perro freeway. That's not gonna be very beneficial, but this does reduce the traffic rate a bit. Less traffic lights we need to sit through for the most part. I guarantee I'd have to sit for like 3 lights instead of taking the highway for a bit. I don't think, yeah, there's not really any other highway. Like, I could take Del Perro Freeway all the way up there, but like, it's really not worth it because you're still gonna be sitting through lights. Like, actually, it is kind of worth it. You're only staying through, I believe, like 2 lights. Well, I'm gonna go, since I was looking at my map. We'll take Del Perro Freeway up to avoid the traffic lights. Okay. Oh, jeez. Really, you're gonna come into my lane? I should honestly pull you over, but I don't really want to right now. Screen, go. Oh my god, really? Van is still behind me. Like, it's so tempting to just pull him over for his ignorance and cutting me off, but I don't want to. Like, it's not like there's anything stopping me, but still. I want to kind of get out of the city, get into the back roads, like US Route 11, Baytree Canyon. The light just changed. All that. Now I'd be in the city forever. Alright, perfect. That guy went up the curb. He didn't yield for traffic. Alright. So I think there's like 1 or 2 lights. I need to stop here. There might be a light here. No, there is not. It's just a yield. Jesus Christ, guy. Driving a bit slow. There is a light here, so I was right about there being 1 or 2 lights. And hey, we're right back to where we started. That, this complex right here is where we live, so. And here's the road that we need. There does seem to be some type of sensors because that light changed really fast for them because it was only 1 car. I mean to get that close to you, but damn. Driving pretty slow on this road. Let's do a bit of a detour, just drive around here a little bit. Let that truck get some space instead of tailgating the shit out of them. This is a bit recognizable. One of my old characters used to live up here. They no longer do so. They, actually, I don't think they left the country, but, like, they moved to, like, Hawaii or something. They moved out of state, with their boyfriend. Technically, husband, he just, never wanted to get married. Which, he had his own reasons for that. But it's not like they ever cheated or anything like that. They had a solid relationship. Okay. We're about to be up in the hills here. Alright, here we are. US Route 11. Just gonna be following along this, maybe do some radar and calls obviously, but I wanted to do this area a bit because we're never up here a lot in this section of the map, so might as well cover it. Obviously we'll go to the city and county accordingly to the calls and do stuff as well, but never just straight up here. There's a wonderful fruit stand and rental place down the street. So this is like a, you know, a nice little hiking area. I mean, it's a parking lot literally just for a fruit stand because there isn't really... The rental place is down there. I guess you could park here or walk across the street, but other than that, there isn't much here. also flip this on. Stolen. That's a bobcat. Unless they're talking about the tractor. I don't think they were talking about the tractor. It was probably a parked car near me. But, let's check. Oops. Oops. God damn it. Wrong menus both times. Come on. Oh. Yeah, they're not talking about the tractor. Tractor's different. I'm pretty sure it was a parked car near me. Game warden can come out here too. Like, this is pretty much their jurisdiction in a pinch here. Obviously, sheriff has jurisdiction there, but the difference is most sheriff departments or offices or whatever you want to call them are going to be where the people are at. Honestly, that's for most police agencies. They're not going to put a cop on a road that nobody drives down ever, which makes sense, but like if you go to rural Illinois or rural anywhere in America, you will see often the state police are the only cops in that vicinity, because the sheriff is going to be at the town, or at the most populated area of the county most of the time. Not saying they don't get out, but they're not going to be driving up and down the freeways and the back roads as much because there's not much there. Obviously, local police stay in their own town's jurisdiction. But yeah, I'd say a game warden would definitely flourish in here, and a highway patrol trooper would flourish in there, because that is kind of where they would be most of the time. It's not really the sheriff that is going to be out in butt-ton nowhere. They have a responsibility to so many towns that they are contracted with. For example, the Blaine County Sheriff's Office currently, and then when we actually get the Los Santos County Sheriff's Office liveries, so the Blaine County Sheriff's Office currently has an obligation to the towns of Grapeseed, Sandy, Harmony, and Paleto. So a majority of your deputies are going to be focused in those areas because they're the most populated areas. Game warden is probably still going to be focused in the most populated areas like Mount Chiliad and the Grand Sonora Desert, but it doesn't mean that the sheriff doesn't have jurisdiction where I am now. And then Los Santos County, when that does become a thing, when the skins are put in, will have jurisdiction of unincorporated Los Santos. Los Santos itself, and the other municipalities in Los Santos, like Del Piro, Rockford Hills, Vinewood, etc., 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 La Mesa, stuff like that. But you're not going to see the Los Santos County Sheriff's Office on this road a lot, because there isn't a lot of traffic or crime or population there. And most of the people are going to be on the freeway, so you might see them more on the freeway. So it's all a numbers game in the end of the day, and that's just how I see it and have seen it in real life. I am not an actual police strategist, so obviously I could be completely wrong, but that's how I perceive it. Is cops are going to gravitate toward areas either of high crime or of a need. They're also going to gravitate towards high populated areas because they're more likely going to need their protection over low populated areas. The sheriff is not going to sit in a farm, or a sheriff is not going to sit in like a farm in the middle of Grapeseed on a dirt road and just sit there do radar, because there's not going to be a lot of traffic. There's not going to be much for him to do, and they're probably going to be called out to the town anyways. So that's where that comes in. Not saying sheriffs don't patrol these roads, or can't. They can. It's just they're less likely to. But if it's a slow day, by all means, they might go for the back roads. By all means. I love patrolling these back roads up here. I really do. And I love patrolling some of the dirt roads as game warden as well. It's quite nice and peaceful. There ain't much action going on. You kind of got to go to the county, or you kind of got to go to Sandy or Polito for action. It's all about tactics and trying to spread your limited amount of people out successfully to have the most beneficial response. If you have 1,000 cops and you can put 1 cop for every square inch in your county, by all means they'll probably do it. But a majority of municipal forces don't have that amount of people. Well, I guess we're going to get into a pursuit with these guys again. It's kind of like, for example, my town has 20,200 people in the town, and on average we have 3 cops on shift. Obviously, well, this is at Zancudo. Technically I have no jurisdiction here, but I guess we're backing up base security or whatever. Jesus Christ. Yeah, technically I would not have jurisdiction on a military base. This is federal property, so no, not even state law enforcement have access to these buildings, have access to this. And I could go into a whole nother conversation about the difference between federal and local property. But yes, no, state police and local police do not have jurisdiction on a military base because it's federal property. Federal authorities technically do. And I say technically because most of the time military bases has their own police force and stuff like that. Well, they're out. They're now back on the state property. Now my problem. Alright. And they are flying towards Polito. Like, they are really flying. They launched a fighter jet after him. I know that's not true, but I see the fighter jet in the corner. I'm like, the military wasn't so serious. Oh, there's the gunshots. What? Well, I can't exactly do that right now, but yeah. I'm gonna try to go for an hour then, and then end it. Probably be on later, but... Shit, they destroyed their car. Is that not our... She dead. I knew that was a car. I'm not gonna catch him this way. I'm gonna grab my car. But she dead as hell. Ah, really? Really? You were stopped. How the fuck do I fall? Move. Move.
Can you please
When I have lights and sirens going, that means pull the hell over. Where is he? Here he is. Stop. Hands up. Don't even think about moving. SMG. That time we did get to deploy our guns successfully. And efficiently. Like, I knew it was their car that flipped. I knew they were gonna bail and start shooting at me. Immediately got covered behind the car. Lady runs at me. I just take her down. Like, no hesitation at all. And she is a story mode character, I think. That lost girl from when Trevor's introduced, I think. I don't remember her damn name. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, literally. Ran at me, fired a couple of shots. She probably hit me. I don't see it now, but she did probably hit me. Call corner. Pick her up. Might have to end the stream early to help out my family pick up leaves. They never, like, it. I kind of find it ridiculous, and this is me just kind of ranting, but my parents always choose the worst times to go do these things. Like, I wait all morning to see if they're going to do it. I'm like, oh, they're not going to do it today. Oh, cool. And then, boom, they end up doing it anyways. It's like, I wait like 3 hours sitting here to see if they need help or anything. Nothing ever happens. Then as soon as I hop on a game or do something else, they're like, oh yeah, we need help. It's like, really? And I don't want to be rude. I want to help them. It's not like I don't. But the reason I sound annoyed in my voice, it's like, I was eating breakfast. I was here all morning waiting for you guys to do something. And then as soon as I decide, you know what, I'm tired of waiting, yeah, you decide, no, we're not, we're gonna do it now. Alright, we're taking this guy to jail. I didn't get shot up too much and all that. That was a crazy pursuit for the military base and stuff like that. Yeah. Just to reintegrate onto my points with federal land real quick is federal land is in a state, but it is not state land. It is actually federally either protected or things. So the federal government has control over everything to the point where, like a military base, the barracks or housing that is built on that land does not need to follow state guidelines at all. Obviously, they have their own guidelines, but they don't need to follow state guidelines or state housing laws or anything like that because it's not state land. It does get kind of annoying because a lot of the Western states have a lot of federal land in them. For example, Nevada, they use some of that land to literally test nuclear bombs uh, before they dropped the bombs in World War II. And Nevada was like, huh, that's great. Now we have a bunch of craters in our state. But so there's a big debate about it. But basically, federal land is not state land. So a state trooper or a most officers in any given state have jurisdiction by the state. For example, like a local police officer in my town, although they're rarely going to ever leave my town. Say they go on vacation to southern Illinois, they would still have legal jurisdiction because they're still in the state of Illinois. And it varies state to state, but basically what I'm stating there is technically most local law enforcement have no jurisdiction on federal land. I gotta cycle for seats. That's backseat. I guess we'll do this one real quick, and then we'll call it so I can go help out my family. No, I'm just gonna call it here, and I'll probably stream later to make it up to you guys. Sorry about the shorter stream, but life gets in the way sometimes. Do appreciate everybody joining in and, hearing me stupidly talk about stuff. And like I said, all of this is, I will say it's kind of facts because it's information I've learned from secondhand sources, but it's possible that I interpreted the information incorrectly or I'm missing bits and pieces. So don't take me as a thesaurus that knows everything because I definitely don't. And I try to state that every time I bring out a fact or a piece of information. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. This is just how I understand it and how I've seen it. So I could be wrong. All my facts could be wrong. It's just something I believe I know, but don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself to make sure I'm actually right. And if I'm wrong, let me know. I don't want to spread rumors or anything like that. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and hope to see you around. Peace.